boys and girls. Today I'm going to read a story for you, and the title is Otis. And it was written by Lauren Long. She's the author of the book. This tractor, his name is Otis, and this is his friend, the little calf. And they became friends. I wonder how they became friends. Let's read and find out. There was once a friendly little tractor. His name was Otis. And every day, Otis and the farmer worked together, taking care of the farm they call home. Otis liked to work. But after working hard all day, Otis was ready to unwind. That means he was ready to rest from working and play. He would ride the rolling hills and squirt mud puns down by the corn. He would leapfrog bales of hay and explode through the haystacks. On occasion, he would chase a rabbit or play Ring Around the Rosie with the ducks to the sound of the steady puff, puff, puffity chuff. And sometimes, at the end of the day, he would just sit under the apple tree and watch the farm below. Every night, tired but happy, Otis would puff, puff into the little stall, which is a little area in the barn, and that was his. One night, when Otis was fast asleep, the farmer brought a beautiful baby calf into the barn. The calf bowed and bowed. That means he cried loudly for her mother. But when the sleepy sound of a soft puff, puff, puffity chuff came from the next stall, the scared little calf stopped bowing and drifted off to sleep. So look, the little calf joined Otis, and when he heard his puff, puff, puffity chuff, he drifted off to sleep. From that day on, the calf started following the little tractor wherever he went. Puff, puff, puffity chuff. She followed him over the hills and down by the mud pond. She was right behind him, leapfrogging bales of hay. And the calf made their game of Ring Around the Rosies all the better. So look, Otis and the calf spent a lot of time together doing fun activities. Sometimes they just like to sit together. I think they're becoming friends. Sometimes at the end of the day, the two of them would just sit together under the apple tree and watch the farm below. Otis loved his little calf, and the little calf loved Otis. Then one day, the farmer surprised everyone with a brand new yellow tractor. "Time to move out, Otis," the farmer said. He took Otis out of the little stall in the barn that was all his and parked him behind the barn. Then he backed the big yellow tractor into the stall next to the little calf. So the yellow tractor moves in the barn, and Otis has to leave. Now the new tractor has replaced Otis. He lives in the stall that used to belong to Otis. Oh dear, this could be a problem. Otis and the calf are going to be separated, and that will be sad for them to be apart. But the little calf didn't like the big yellow tractor. He had a deep rumbling snore that shook the stall when he slept. There was no one to purr the little calf gently to sleep. No one to spend her days with. And Otis could not even see his farm as the weeds began to cover his tires. His friends often sat with him, but she could not get him to play like the old days. So the little calf would sit still with Otis behind the barn, but Otis did not want to play. But remember, before Otis was moved out of the barn, he and the calf, they played together all the time. Remember? Let's look back. Look, they played together all the time. And now, they're not playing at all. It was early summer when the farmer discovered a poster. A poster is a paper sign. Who was the prettiest calf in the land? Judges would decide at the county fair and award a fancy blue ribbon to the winner. The farmer knew the answer. He would show the little calf. But on the morning of the fair, the little calf was nowhere to be found. She had wandered down to the mud pond by the cornfield to cool off. When she waded into the muddy water, her feet sank. With every step, she sank deeper and deeper and deeper. The little calf was stuck in the mud pond. That means that she couldn't move. So the calf got stuck in the mud pond. Because the calf and Otis were separated, she didn't have a friend to go with her to the mud pond. She didn't have anyone to help her. No one to assist her. "Get the hands!" the farmer shouted when he saw her. All the farm hands came running with their ropes, but the more they tugged, the more stuck the calf got. The farm hands are people who help out on the farm. "Get the big yellow tractor," the farmer shouted. "He can save her." But the big yellow tractor just scared the little calf. She sank in deeper and deeper. Nearby, farmers began to gather. "Then call Fire Chief Douglas and the fire truck," the farmer shouted. "They can save our little calf." But the sight of that big red fire truck startled. That means it scared the little calf in even deeper. The farmer was fit to be tired. That means he was really upset. If the farm hands and the big tractor and even the fire chief Douglas and his fire truck couldn't save the little calf, who could? Suddenly, the little calf's ears perked up. Over the hum of the growing crowd, there came a faint sound in the distance. A soft, rhythmic perk, puff, puff, puffity chuff. The crowd turned around and looked. The sound became louder. Puff, puff, puffity chuff, puff, puff, puffity chuff. And all at once, Otis puff, puff from around the barn. He turned and headed straight toward the mud pond. So look, the calf heard the sound of Otis' motor. Otis puffed down the rolling hill and pulled right up next to the muddy water's edge. The calf heard her friends purring and bowed. It was something like a hello. Then, to the sound of his gentle chuff and the amazement of all the people in the crowd, Otis slowly began to circle the pond. And there he is, he's circling the pond. He circled and circled and circled, and the little calf turned and turned, never taking his eyes off of his friend. With each ring Otis made around the mud pond, the muddy grip loosened until the calf was able to stumble out of the pond on her own. The two friends had found each other again. Otis rescued his best friend by circling the pond. Look at the two of them. Otis led the calf right down the dusty road toward the village. and everyone threw flowers as they went, following them into town. It looked like a happy parade. No one needed a fancy blue ribbon to tell them that the calf was a special calf. Otis was a special tractor, and the two of them were special friends. From that day on, the farmer discovered that with Otis' puttering purr beside the chicken coop, his chicken laid more eggs. And at milking time, with Otis' gentle chuff nearby, his cows produced more milk. That means they gave more milk. On occasion, Otis even got to join the farmer and the big yellow tractor out in the fields. But often, at the end of the day, Otis would just sit with his friends under the apple tree and watch the farm below. So the farmer realized what a special tractor Otis was. All right, boys and girls, are you ready for the question? These are our questions for today. How did Otis and the little calf get to be such good friends? How did Otis and the little calf get to be such good friends? Our next question is, how did Otis feel after he was separated from the calf, and why? How did Otis feel after he was separated from the calf, and why? And our last question is, how do we know that Otis and the little calf are true friends? How do we know that Otis and the little calf are true friends? Thank you, boys and girls. I've really enjoyed reading to you today.